comes down to a matter of pride and statement to the rest of the region.
Gen.G and FaZe Clan, the previous Winter Cup final, relegated to a quarterfinal match here in the Winter Invitational, Stubby, and it's the one that everyone's had their eyes on today.
Oh my goodness, I have been looking forward to this for 24 hours now. Ever since the schedule got released, this was the one that was circled, highlighted, exclamation points all around it. This is going to be the match of the day. I know we've had some Game 7s. I know we've had some tight-knit overtimes, but the two top dogs in all of North America going head-to-head yet again.
Yeah, the Desks absolutely were right. Top two teams here in North America, and you're really wondering, can FaZe do it again, or is Gen.G just going to go back to their old ways? That's really the question here. How big is the divide between Gen.G and FaZe? Well, we're about to find out. This one's cleared away by Gen.G. First killer having to start from his own line. Now, Chronic does a good job to deny and not let that FaZe Clan build that offense. It's what's been so scary for them, I think, between all the FaZe Clan iterations that we've seen. This offense has been just lethal on FaZe, and it's first killer to lead the charge.
Check out the transition from defense to offense on this play. Immediately, first killer bowing out of that defensive half and putting a shot on target. Great challenge from Mist. And FaZe Clan, all cylinders firing properly here in game number one.
Exactly how you want to start if you're FaZe. First killer, of course, putting his second shot away here in this game in the first minute. Gen.G yet to show us any offense here as Chronic finds the back wall, and it's only first killer. Gen.G looking for that control, what they're known for between the players, using each other, using the space given to them as well, and of course the mechanics. But both teams have that. It's first killer now, takes it from the ceiling, wants to take it himself. Mist is there on the far side, but the pass is too far ahead, and Gen.G will break it up.
Still not out of the woods yet. Shots coming from Typical, and first killer doing such a great job of running the offense for FaZe Clan. Is apparently Jack, opportunity here, passes down. Chronic has to rotate back, realizes a shot coming from Mist, and gonna put it into his own back corner. And FaZe Clan looking to be the first team to take out Gen.G Mobile 1 out of the grand finals. Ever since they have come into North America, they have just been thrust into the spotlight. Every single grand finals they've made an appearance, including the major, which they won. This team has been nothing short of great, as Mist gonna have an opportunity here.
And of course, FaZe trying to go back-to-back as well in regionals. Gen.G winning Fall Regional 3, the Fall Invitational, and then the Major, and then the Winter Open, so they went back-to-back. G2 also did it last season in the spring as well. Winning 2 regionals, it's hard, but it does happen back-to-back. And having to go through Gen.G is no easy task here, as FaZe fielding another shot from apparently Jack, his second. Nolly plays this one from the box, and Typical's there to clear it away.
Great job by FaZe Clan denying every single Gen.G opportunity. And as I say that, again, first killer up in time, but all three bunched up in this corner, but no one from Gen.G there. The rotation's a little chaotic as we just get into the second half here in game number one. Chronic keeps things alive. Apparently Jack's already up. 2 went for FaZe. Net wide open, and Nolly gonna tie us up.
You can see apparently Jack coming after this one, and he knew he was going to beat that first defender. It came onto his POV, and first killer just couldn't get up in time. Sets up Nolly, drills it to the right side. And Gen.G able to find the equalizer here. Let's keep track of the stakes. Of course, both teams going to Major, but Gen.G could clinch the #1 seed here with a win over FaZe. FaZe would have to win the regional. So there is something on the line. You certainly would love a higher seed. And we sit here tied in game one. Nolly looking to find the back wall, does so, almost got the read on Typical's clear, but a double demo will open things up for FaZe as first killer went headhunting, unfortunately. Not coming up with possession, and now a whiff comes out. Apparently Jack trying to set up Gen.G. Nolly to the back wall, and this one came off clean. It was first killer who had to clean up the defense there of FaZe, and Chronic's touch gets away from him, but it goes straight to Nolly. FaZe trying to hold the midfield line, but it's apparently Jack to keep it going for Gen.G. Chronic looking for two.
beautiful.
If you have it, off the crossbar and in, and Chronic will drop it down for Gen.G.
Just kisses the crossbar with the ball on this one, and it rolls right underneath. Nobody there for defense on that backboard, and Chronic makes them pay. Gen.G scored 2 goals within 48 seconds to take the lead.
And you just can't give him that type of space. Chronic, he has been putting away double taps here, and now a flip reset. 3-1 Gen.G, and Chronic popping off.
Extending the lead ever so more out of the kickoff, and he is just being afforded so much space. Gets the flip reset to the top of the box, and Chronic is popping off.
My, oh my. It felt like FaZe was in control with just a slight lead, and now this game getting away from them. 1 minute left. And it's been all Chronic in the last 30 seconds or so. FaZe trying to flip this one back to their favor, but it's going to be a long road. Typical, the direct shot is an easy save for apparently Jack in time. Not on FaZe's side. This bounce favorable, but Nolly's there. Now apparently Jack back to Nolly. Pass on target, it's denied by Typical.
Wow. Great fortitude from Typical there on that back line. That was a tough save to have, and here comes Typical. Shot a little too wide. They needed that one to go, but more importantly, they need to keep possession right here, right now, as First Killer gonna push that one back to Typical. Typical just launching it up, and rare double commit from Gen.G, but not gonna be punished as Mist rallies this one back towards into the blue half. They need a goal now. They need it to happen, and they can't quite find it. 10 seconds to go. They need 2.
Missed. 10 seconds left off the ceiling, and Gen.G have it all covered. The final seconds tick away, and FaZe not enough in the tank here in game 1. Gen.G, boy, that kid Chronic, he's something special.
He's pretty good. They found him underneath a rock, and he has been so instrumental to their success. And honestly, all 3 members, you heard apparently Jack talking about it. If you take one member off this team, they're nothing. They understand the importance of what each one of them bring to the table, and each one of them in this game, as we get into the Mobile One high performance replays, you'll see everyone on Gen.G gets involved, everyone credited with either a goal or an assist, and all 3 instrumental to the success here over FaZe Clan in game number 1.
And we say that all the time. I mean, that is what Gen.G is, right? It takes all 3 of them to have the success that they have, and you can see that everyone contributing, not only with the passing, but of course just the solo plays from Chronic as well. And all 3 of them can do what Chronic just did. The same could be said for FaZe Clan as well. This isn't just like a Gen.G thing, but how often that consistency that you see at a Gen.G, that's what makes them special.
Yeah, and you were wanting to kind of keep a track on what was meant after this match. Is Gen.G going to get first place? Is FaZe going to make it all the way to the finals, win the regional to get first? But what I want to track is double commits, because that seemed to spell disaster for FaZe Clan in that one. I don't know if it's a comms issue, overconfidence issue, but whatever it is, I'm sure Coach Roldiz is going to have a finger on the pulse of that in game number 2 and try and figure it out.
Certainly a lot to talk about there, but it was clear Chronic took over in goals 2 and 3.
Oh.
And now FaZe down by 1. Again, best of 7 here in this quarterfinal. Both teams qualified for major, but playing for seeding. Chronic trying to find a crazy angle there on the sidewall. Apparently Jack just trying to keep possession away from FaZe. He will eventually cough it up. Now no one's going here. First Killer quickly getting to that one, but Chronic faster. A demo comes out from Typical. The physical game certainly in favor of FaZe at the moment. First Killer getting one there as he got a double demo last game as well, but look at the space. Give it over to Nolly. Now to apparently Jack. They want to attack that net together, and unfortunately that one didn't pan out.
Great speed there from Chronic to beat out First Killer, and First Killer's already downfield. Mist sees him. Great heads-up play from apparently Jack to break up that passing play. They know how dangerous FaZe Clan is in the transition. That's how they got their lone goal in game number 1. Not allowing that to happen again as Typical goes up, denied by Chronic, and here comes Nolly. Mist forced to defend, gets the ever-needed clear into the corner.
FaZe got here by getting second in their group, expected first, but came out in second. Optic Gaming beat them in 4 games, which was very unexpected, but then cleaned things up with sweeps over PK and M80. So they weren't perfect here in this regional, but They've had to kick it up a notch here against Gen.G, the toughest competition yet. And first killer, well, he had an option in the midfield until Nolly took him away. Typical blown up. Now apparently Jack wants to take it himself. And Typical off the spawn will deny, and first killer will take it away. In the Fennec, down the sideline. Looking for the pass across. Here comes Mist. Can he drop it towards Ned? He does, and Chronic makes an easy save backwards.
And that's tough for Chronic because you're expecting to push forward towards that close post. He just kind of plants himself and grounds himself on the goal line, making sure he can cover up back post. He does so brilliantly as that 50 pinches off to the side, and Chronic forced to get boost as Typical goes up, and FaZe Clan doing a great job of maintaining possession here, but haven't done much, and as I see that shot comes out, denied by apparently Jack.
Couple of good looks from FaZe, but you gotta give credit over the defense of Gen.G. Now the attack from Chronic, pass to apparently Jack. He dishes it up, and he puts it away.
Baits him out on a string. Great ball control here from Chronic. Leaves Typical on an island, and apparently Jack, wide open net. The bang bang play from Gen.G Mobile 1 to take the lead at halftime.
And again, they attack in twos for Gen.G. There's always an option, the extra pass. And FaZe just don't read it. Here's Mist now. Oh, it's the flip reset. This is a great clear from Chronic. Typical's going to get back in time. Gen.G looking to build on their lead. They're only up by 1. The first goal scored here in game 2. Nolly, look at the space. Give it to Nolly here. It wins a huge tackle. First killer comes through and prevents any further damage to the FaZe defense. Missed to take over. Has some space. First killer on the far side and looking for the shot. Does find the backboard. Mist is there and he'll put it away to tie it up.
Awkward positioning here from Gen.G. FaZe Clan just ties them all up in knots. His first killer puts that one a little too wide, but missed there for the cleanup. And FaZe Clan refused to be turned away. Missed tons of shots in this game so far. 4 on target, and he finally buries one.
Yeah, we just mentioned it. FaZe certainly have had opportunity. It hasn't been all Gen.G. You do have to give credit to the Gen.G defense. They have turned away some tough shots that time, not able to. And now we're all tied up. A minute and a half left. Gen.G, perfect so far in this regional. Have not dropped the series. 3-0 in their group. Missed. Well, he doesn't have any options there. All of Gen.G was staring in front of him. Now Nolly over to apparently Jack. A little pass to play through the midfield. Gets broken up. Chronic will take another challenge, and across the field we go. Nolly whiffs. It's over to apparently Jack. Maybe just a fake instead, but the counter's on for FaZe. Typical slow to pick this one up as he just has to take the challenge, and it fizzles out for FaZe.
What an unfortunate spot to find yourself without boost in is Typical. They had numbers, they had the option to push out, just couldn't quite find any pads to do so with, as apparently Jack has to maintain pressure and maintain control here as Mist just waiting at midfield, and here comes Gen.G barreling down the field as FaZe Clan done a great job at denying many opportunities here. 30 seconds remain. Ball neutral in midfield.
This game certainly turned into a stalemate. FaZe not generating the same shot chances that they had before. Gen.G, their passes being broken up. Overtime looming here in game 2. Missed. Can he get a second touch? He can, but the shot's going to go wide. Less than 10 seconds to go. Gen.G, maybe one last chance as no one's up for this one. His first killer, all the way on his goal line, had to turn that one away. Difficult through Nolly, and it doesn't look like he's going to keep that one up. It's an overtime in game 2.
Knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. Our first overtime in this series. Both teams, especially after that last grand finals, seem to have figured each other out here. Is the passing play developing? First killer can't quite find it. Typical does.
Wow.
Great team play from Mist to just pull off that ball, leave it for Typical so he can just launch a rocket on target.
And you can see all of Gen.G, they're going towards the ball there. They're trying to track the play, and when the shot doesn't come through, Typical puts it away, and FaZe Clan find the equalizer in this series. They tie it up, and they finally put away some of their chances here. It felt like FaZe certainly had the shot advantage. It was 8-5 here in game 2. you felt like they could have put away a few more goals had Gen.G's Chronic not stopped them.
Yeah, Chronic has been playing out of his mind right now as we once again look at our Mobile 1 high performance replays. That play was brilliant by Chronic to turn it off, but we're going to see the OT goal here. Keep your eye on Mist. Pulls out Nolly from the net thinking the shot was going to come, and Typical just buries it. You love to see the high IQ plays on both sides of the field. I mean, we're just watching Rocket League at its finest right now.
Yeah, that was really smart from Mist there and FaZe. I think, finally converting on the chances that they were creating here in game 2. But still not a bad effort here from Gen.G. Obviously a very close series so far at overtime here. What has been the difference in game 1 was the way that Chronic played. But I think for Gen.G, there's no panic here. This was a very close series. He didn't come out with it. FaZe made a great play. You go into game 3 and say, hey, keep it up. We're playing fine.
Yeah, I think, oh boy, nice stop there from Chronic. And again, the brilliance on the defensive end continues for him. As FaZe Clan hot out of the gates already. Shots on target, but denied yet again by Chronic. And this one going to be a pivotal one. But as we know, both teams, especially during this split, have done a great job of just keeping their wits about them, keeping their head on their shoulders, not getting too far in front of themselves, realizing it's a best-of-7 series. You're going to drop a couple games here and there. Most importantly, you just can't find yourselves in a hole.
You're playing a good team. Both teams could say that. As, again, it was our Winter Cup final that we saw these teams last face off. It's Chronic advances this one for Gen.G. Great touch here from Mist to get through one, and the challenge. Typical's going to pick it up for FaZe. He's got first killer, and FaZe didn't want to push too far into that one. They knew the chances were low as this touch gets away from Typical. Nolly hops all over it. First killer, full boost. Demo comes out from Typical. Space here for first killer, but he's not heading towards the net. And a good touch here from Typical. Fakes it, plays it slow in front of apparently Jack, and it almost panned out. This one comes across the box, but you can see the game sense there from Chronic. Knew no one was coming. And now Chronic, can he do it again by himself?
Bump.
Looking for the bump, and Typical there to save the day. Mist was in trouble, and Gen.G still attacking. This one is just lobbed in front of the box on the FaZe side. Apparently Jack now wants to attack again. He runs out of boost. This one floating as first killer, given a lot of respect here. And still Gen.G pressing. This one goes high. Nolly's not letting FaZe out for free. As you can see, the full court press come out from Gen.G. Everyone attacking and closing up every outlet for FaZe. First killer's got to make a crazy move to get through one, and Chronic to deny.
And you're seeing a ton of space afforded on both sides of the field as apparently Jack by one. Nolly was playing fullback, couldn't quite find the demo on that play, but again, the space being given because of the respect shown from both sides. They realize they can score from anywhere, and they kind of just rather give them a chance at those air carries and just say, okay, beat us with the 1v1 skills. We know our teammates are covering up that back line. They just don't want to give away those freebies.
I've been flicking around the FaZe players, looking at their boost totals, and it seems like every time a player gets on the ball with space, well, they didn't have boost, but enough boost here for Mist, as this one just pops right through the gut of Gen.G.
Yeah, awkward as you see apparently Jack top of the box, and Nolly there thought he was going to at least get a touch to have a neutral 50-50. Started to push forward. Hindsight's 2020. Maybe you should have covered up that goal line. And FaZe Clan up one here in a pivotal game number 3.
Yeah, I think the assumption there is apparently Jack at least gets a touch on that challenge. You're kind of shocked to see that one get through without any contact from Gen.G.
And it's not one of those things that you want to change up, because that's what makes Gen.G so great. They have that speed, that trust in one another. And, you know, from time to time, a player is going to miss a ball. You don't want to completely change what you've been doing ever since you came into the scene.
You don't plan for that.
Yeah.
The assumption is you're going to make contact. Just a 1-goal difference again. FaZe looking to hold on to it. That's a great cut from apparently Jack. And another touch. Here comes Nolly. He'll put a shot on target, and it was near post. A couple of quality challenges will get FaZe out for the moment. Mist with no boost, waiting for his corner to pop up. It does. And just in time. He plays this without the Typical. He's quick to get a touch. And now first killer.
Oh, nice
directly into that tackle.
Oh.
Nolly trying to push through, and a demo comes out from Mist. Chronic's down. Now Nolly over to apparently Jack. The shot's off, looking for two, and again it goes wide. FaZe able to recover. Less than a minute to go now. Typical. Pops it up once more. Chronic, he's been a sturdy last man for Gen.G multiple times, just defensively too. I mean, he has just come up big. You talk about the offense in the game one, but it's been the defense from him in the following games that kept Gen.G in these.
Yeah, and it's all in how he's approaching the ball. You know, he knows when to. Oh, great demo from Jack to take out Typical. But going back to Chronic and why he's so successful on defense is a lot of times he finds himself on an island and he knows exactly when he needs a soft touch, keep it close to his chest. He knows exactly when he needs to just bomb it downfield. His field awareness right now is something of beauty.
Time ticking down for Gen.G, and they are facing a lot of pressure here against FaZe. First killer space here for Typical, and first killer I think accidentally lands on that one. And now Gen.G, they've got to keep this one up. Nolly backwards half flip, keeps control. His teammates need to get up and after it, but it's shut down, and FaZe Clan take the lead in the series.
That one was a lot tighter than I was expecting. I didn't expect such a defensive battle, especially when you have the mechanics on both sides of the pitch. You look at the names, and all 6 of these players have the ability to score from anywhere, and the fact that it was 1-0, just kind of shocking as we get into the Mobile 1 high-performance replays here. Lots of shots coming out from Gen.G, 7, but all of them denied by FaZe Clan. They just did a great job of locking down their back half and boxing in Gen.G when they needed to.
Yeah, you said exactly what I was thinking in my head. Is it just felt like FaZe was starting to close in on Gen.G, and the scoreline doesn't really show that. It was a 1-0 game, and Gen.G certainly had opportunities to tie this one up. FaZe's defense wasn't perfect, but near the end of this game, it really felt like FaZe found a groove, and Gen.G could not break it. And that's been kind of what happened in the previous regional in the Winter Cup. FaZe did the same exact thing. It felt like Gen.G's game plan wasn't working. And what do you do when the game plan that's been so successful for a split and a half now doesn't work anymore, or doesn't work against FaZe in particular? How do you change things up?
It's tough to do when FaZe Clan can change on the fly, and they have those 1v1 skills as well. They don't have to solely rely on team mechanics. They can rely on individual mechanics. So for Gen.G, I mean, it would be great to get a goal here right out of the kickoff, and first killer saves that ball through the smoke screen and everything. The one thing that seemed to be successful for FaZe Clan in Game 3 was the aggression. We saw a few bumps, we saw some demos, and if they can continue that, seems like it's going to continue to fluster Gen.G.
We'll see if they can make any changes here in game number 4. FaZe sitting up in the series 2-1. Flip reset from Chronic. It's a demo on Typical, but FaZe back into possession as first killer landed on a Gen.G player. Now a pass over to Chronic, and Typical cleared to his own corner, and a quality challenge, but it's Nolly sitting deep for Gen.G. Wants to find apparently Jack, drops it back down for Nolly, but it goes bounced over his head. Tough one to manage, and first killer tried to clear this one away, but again, Chronic, he's been so smart. You talked about his decision-making on the final as the last man, Subi, and you're so right. He has been crucial to deny the counterattack in particular.
Wow.
From FaZe, as it gets a little dicey there for Gen.G.
It definitely did, but yeah, Chronic knows exactly when he needs to push up. He's just so good at surveying the field and recognizing how physics work and how quickly he can accelerate. Apparently Jack gets a demo, but no harm, no foul for FaZe Clan as they're all back on their back line, pretty much all boosted up as well. And apparently Jack, that awkward touch actually worked well in their favor as they're going to be able to push onto the offensive half and try and get something going here.
They're spending a lot of time here on the FaZe Clan side. Maybe not generating as many chances as they would like. They got 3 shots so far. They've held FaZe to 0. Maybe one coming here for FaZe as Nolly looks to find Chronic. Denied by Mist. Apparently Jack, space to work with, but can't hang on to it. Didn't have a lot of options. And now he's in a scrum trying to get this one out. The pass from Mist was there. First clear was already going out. Rotating back. Now they get a demo. FaZe trying to make the power play work as apparently Jack comes from the heavens to try and deny Typical. Now Nolly and Chronic combined, they'll get out.
Great read there from Mist. He pre-jumped a week ago from that one, as apparently Jack, neutral 50 at the top of the box, but doesn't amount to much. And you can already see, Crowley, what I was talking about. The demo's coming out in favor of FaZe Clan a lot in this matchup. And so far, we haven't seen too many from Gen.G. They're playing a gentleman's game right now, and I'd love to see him take the white gloves off and get down and dirty in the trenches.
Yeah, you can see FaZe certainly is pushing the demo game here against Gen.G, and for the most part, I'm not sure how effective it's been. It's certainly opened up space, but again, it's something I mentioned in the previous game, Subi, where it felt like every time FaZe got into a dangerous position, they didn't have boost to make it really that much more dangerous. It was, we have possession, but we can't really go anywhere with it.
It's so tough. I mean, especially with how fast all these players are ripping around the field. Infield pass.
Wow.
What a save from Chronic, holding down the back line of Gen.G, gets the clear, and allows them to boost up and reset from square one.
FaZe got the setup they wanted. Little pass inside the box. It's still Chronic denies. We sung his praises in game one offensively, but now defensively he has been a rock, and now he's taken out of the play, but Nolly there from the backboard is able to clear it away, and Gen.G back on offense. Can they generate anything? They get a double commit. Shot from Chronic. Top shelf. Apparently Jack trying to run interference, but it's not enough to stop Mist. Backflip from Chronic, and here comes the danger from FaZe. First killer trying to transition quickly, and Chronic and everyone from Gen.G are able to get back.
Oh man, you gotta do something to get Mist off that back line. If you're Gen.G and you see him anywhere back there, don't even shoot. It's not gonna come close to net as the net's wide open. First killer gonna hammer it home, and the rotation's lackluster from Gen.G.
Chronic was sitting on his pad, and he just couldn't get there in time. Left the net wide open with the misread. And it's an easy goal for FaZe in the end. They really had to work this game to break down Gen.G. And a bit of a lackluster goal there in the end, as Gen.G have been rock solid defensively, give up an awkward one. Now another one looming. Mist plays it slow. And less than a minute now, 40 seconds on the clock. Gen.G needs something to go their way. It just feels like their offense has just not been dangerous enough.
Yeah, and look at Nolly. He's basically up there all by himself. Apparently Jack too slow to rotate on that. And this is going to be dangerous. Typical just has to hit it on target or double tap it. Why not? Chronic gets the save, and what a way to get your savior medal. There's still hope for Gen.G.
Oh, man, what a save from Chronic. He keeps it within one, but still danger here. First killer popping this one up, time wasting away. Less than 10 to go. The pass over to Chronic. Wants to take it himself. Gets first killer to bite, but it's enough to slow him down. Nolly over to apparently Jack. Can't get the touch, and they're not going to get the roll. FaZe Clan put Gen.G on match point.
Holy smokes. I thought surely the momentum just swung with the big save from Chronic. They had the option available. Unfortunately, the passing play just didn't work out. And FaZe Clan able to hold on and, like you said, put them on match point. And First Killer and Mist have been playing out of their minds this series. It has been not a series that is typical from FaZe Clan. Very defensive-minded. But look at that save from Mist on the goal line to deny Gen.G time and time again. 5 saves in this one from FaZe Clan, and every single one of those was due to a shot from Gen.G. Beautiful display from FaZe Clan.
Yeah, I think FaZe a little bit more meticulous here than they normally are on their approach, especially against Gen.G. It feels like they got them downloaded at this point. It's been a close series, though. It hasn't been FaZe Clan running over Gen.G, but we're going straight into this game. No timeout, no nothing for Gen.G. They want to get right back into it, and I don't necessarily disagree. I think it's been close here for Gen.G. I don't think you have to change much. It's like I said, it's not like they're getting blown out by FaZe in these games.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, if the players are feeling confident enough to not call a timeout, I respect that. But they need to figure out the offense, because so far, I mean, it's been well over 12 and a half minutes since their last goal. They need to figure something out to get that ball in the orange net.
It's just been the production of goals that has plagued Gen.G. The chances are there. but the conversion rate is just so low for them. Chronic trying to make some magic happen there. And now FaZe forcing the issue early here. Missed. Looking for the back wall, does find it. He's just forcing it through Gen.G, and he's running into players as well. Typical in an awkward spot, has to go back, and first killer will cut it away. FaZe looking for the early goal. First minute come and gone. This one dropped in front of the net, and a good touch from Gen.G to break this one out, and a dunk from Chronic will reset their defense. As Gen.G trying to find their first, Nolly's denied.
There we go. The demo came out from first killer, and Nolly does the exact same. Can apparently Jack get another? He does, but first killer respawns at the perfect time, and Gen.G looking at their first offensive push here, trying to get something going, and they run into each other in the corner. Not the greatest way to set things up.
Chronic wants a shot on target, and it was placed perfectly, but first killer still able to get there. Gen.G knocking on the door. They need to break through. They need to end this drought. Offensively, they've been holding FaZe into their side and generating those shots once again. It's 6 of them so far here. Jeez. And now apparently Jack denied once more. A clear comes out for FaZe, and Gen.G back to the drawing board. Never went towards the ball. There's no one home. And first killer scores the first for FaZe Clan.
We've been talking about field awareness. How about some for first killer? Recognizes Chronic and Nolly all tied up. All he has to do is push that one between the sticks. He does just that and puts FaZe Clan in the driver's seat here in game number 5.
Kind of scratching my head here, Subi. That's an uncharacteristic goal given up by Gen.G. A team that's so cohesive, that sits so close to each other. They don't allow mistakes like that to happen just from their positioning alone. They seem off here in this series, and it's starting to show.
They were sitting close to each other on that one. I mean, they were basically holding hands, so maybe a little too close.
But not behind the ball there, as no one was able to make a play. And now apparently Jack trying to take it himself. First killer very slow. I've seen this a few times from FaZe. They're wanting Gen.G to come after them. They're happy to take the challenge, especially in a winning position here. Typical first up is Gen.G all planted on the ground. Apparently Jack will push this one up. Nolly to Chronic. Denied by first killer. Apparently Jack goes for it again, and FaZe have done a great job of just stalling everything from Gen.G.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job of also providing Gen.G with a false sense of security, thinking that they have space, they have time, and then they come out of nowhere, and they're able to run not just a point man downfield, but a fast break where they have numbers. And a big demo there from apparently Jack. It's 3v1. Can they do anything with it? No, not with Mist on the goal line. He has been so crucial to that back line. He's just built up a wall, and Gen.G can't break through.
Oh, Chronic off the crossbar. First killer will get a demo on him, but still, Gen.G can't break through. Less than a minute and a half to go. And here they come again. Gen.G going out here would mean the first time this roster, the inception of this roster, hasn't made a final. They have finished either first or second in every single tournament they have entered in RLCS, including the major. And now they're facing elimination in the quarterfinals.
And they're down 3-1, mind you. I mean, this isn't like it's game 7 or anything. FaZe Clan has just been doing such a great job of controlling everywhere on the pitch, whether it's the blue half, orange half, midfield, it doesn't matter. It has been FaZe Clan all series long, and as we near 30 seconds, Gen.G just trying to do anything that they can to even find a shot.
30 seconds to go. Gen.G pressing. Apparently Jack shot
he missed
it. Goes just wide. Nolly got the bump as well. And Gen.G again. It is 12 shots and nothing to show for it here. 10 seconds left. Chronic with full boost. Can he be a hero once more? A flip reset. Brings it down. Just in front of him, and he's denied again. 3 seconds left. Apparently Jack, he can't keep it up. And FaZe Clan shut down Gen.G.
Oh my goodness. All 3 members fully in sync with one another in this one, and FaZe Clan looking unstoppable. They knew after they got that first goal, all they had to do was put that orange line on lock, and they did exactly that. Even with all of those Gen.G shots, FaZe Clan, cool, calm, collected, and pushed themselves into the semifinals.
An unprecedented result here from Gen.G. The first time they haven't made it to a final with this roster in FaZe Clan. Boy, there's been some doubts about this roster. You talk about earlier on, the first regional of winter when they finished 9th, 12th. They then backed it up with a regional win in the Winter Cup, and now they've taken down Gen.G in the quarterfinals. This FaZe Clan roster marching to the semis here over a high-quality team in Gen.G.
Yeah, and big shout out there as well to Roldiz, as he took his team to success. And my goodness, I cannot believe this, Corelli. 3 games in a row where Gen.G got completely shut out. All FaZe Clan had to do was get a goal, and that's all they needed.
It was the longest Gen.G had been held without a goal all season. It was 17 minutes and 26 seconds of no score from Gen.G, and you could feel the frustration here in this Mobile 1 high-performance replay. You're going to see FaZe score, and we might miss out on a lot of the shots and chances from Gen.G, but we've said our piece here, Subi. I'd love to go over the desk and see what they have to say about this Gen.G FaZe Clan matchup.